everybody, welcome to Just Cook with Michael. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to make gnocchi with a pesto cream sauce topped with toasted pine nuts. Super easy dish to make, only takes a few minutes, easy to impress your guests. Here we go. Okay, we're going to add cream to the pan, about 8 ounces. We'll add some salt and pepper, about a half a teaspoon. And one thing with cream sauces, you definitely want to put them in a pan where it's big enough in case they boil over, because they probably quadruple their volume in cream. So if you're making a big batch of cream sauce, it could easily boil over your pot and makes a mess. You see how when I do this, it leaves a trail of the pan below, and then the cream goes and covers it. It's almost like parting the Red Sea. The thicker the cream becomes, the longer it'll take for the Red Sea to fill back in. If that makes any sense. So that's one way you tell how thick the cream sauce is. Another one is you could put it on your spoon or on your spatula and just see how it's dripping off. Like right now, it's still it's not viscous at all. So this is really easy. Cream is really rich. It does seem like a lot of people don't cook with it, but it's one of those things that just a little bit of it goes a long way. Kind of adds nice richness to any dish instead of just putting in pesto by itself. So I could already tell it's coming back a little slower when I do this. And so a lot in cooking, I always say, kind of get your hands dirty, taste a lot, like I just seasoned. It's okay to taste it. When I taste that, I could taste a slight saltiness, taste often, especially when you're just learning, move the sauce around, get a feel for it, how thick it's getting. Right now, I could tell again, see how that's taken a while to go back, cream, once I push it through. So the sauce is thickening up, and it's probably thick enough just like that. I will add my pesto to it. So I have about half cup of pesto. You can add as much, as little as you like. Stir that in. On one of the future videos, I will teach you how I make my own pesto. Really pretty simple. I think most recipes are right on. Kind of one of the things I do differently with pesto when I make my own is about a fourth of the volume of basil, I'll put in parsley. And the parsley, what I like about it, it has so much chlorophyll that it really just gives a vibrant green color to your pesto. So whenever you make pesto, most recipes are very suitable out there. But not all of them put in parsley. I like a little parsley mainly for the color from all the chlorophyll. Parsley is one of the plants that has the most chlorophyll in it. So that sauce is already done. I will just finish off the gnocchi and drop those in. Okay, to toast my pine nuts, I put a little bit of oil, probably a teaspoon. You don't need a whole lot. I will add in a quarter cup of pine nuts. So toasted pine nuts are really easy to make. A crucial step is once the pine nuts start to brown, do not leave them alone. Stay close by because they could go from toasty to burnt in seconds. And so right now my flame's pretty high. Once they start to brown, I'll definitely turn that down. And the main reason I toast the pine nuts, I think they look better, and also they just have a much richer, stronger flavor of pine nut. Just think about a raw peanut compared to a roasted one, or raw almond compared to a roasted almond. So they're starting to brown up a little bit. So I'll turn down my flame quite a bit. It's pretty low. I'll put in a pinch of salt. You can see they're browning up a little bit there. So these are already just about there. I do like mine a little more roasted. But again, when they get to this stage, do not leave them alone. And I would say keep on stirring them. Okay, these are looking great. You can see there's no burnt spots on there, but they're a nice dark brown color. I will turn off the fire, leave them in this pan, but you can still keep on stirring them because they will burn if you just turn off the pan and leave them on one side. So that whole process probably took less than 5 minutes. If your pine nuts are getting too dark, even though the flame is off, it's okay to just transfer them to a cool dish. That way you can be sure they're not going to keep on cooking. So that is about a teaspoon and a half of salt put into about a quart of boiling water. If you're not sure how much salt to put in your pot of boiling water, to me it's very important that it tastes a little salty. You know, the gnocchi is completely plain, no flavor whatsoever. A lot of times, what I try to teach people to do is take a little bit of the boiling water, put it in a little side dish like this ramekin, that's probably a teaspoon, let it cool off a bit so you don't burn your tongue, and then just taste it. And you know, if it doesn't taste a little bit salty, add a little more. Gnocchi is one of the staples I keep around my house all the time for the simple reason it doesn't go bad in these packages. And it cooks extremely fast. In 2 minutes, the dish is done. And it's a little different. Not everybody has pasta at home. Not a lot of people have gnocchi, so you could do some creative dishes with it, like a lot of different cream sauces with garlic, bacon, or pancetta. There's just so much variety you could have with it. So I'll add in my gnocchi. And again, go by what the package says on your gnocchi. This says it takes about 2 minutes or when they begin to float. You can see that water is kind of cloudy. That is the starch coming off the gnocchi. Pasta will do that a little bit also. And that's why it's important whenever you make a dish with pasta or gnocchi not to rinse it off with cool water. Go immediately from, you know, draining it into a colander or taking them out with a spider. What do they call those? A spider colander. So it's important that when you strain it, you do not rinse it off with water. You want to let that starch stay on there. What it does, it allows the sauce to adhere to the gnocchi or your pasta much better. And that's what it's all about, is coating all those pieces in whatever sauce you're making. Okay, as you can see, all the gnocchi is floating. It's been about 2 minutes, a little over, but they're all floating on top. So I will go ahead. I like to use this kind of strainer to just take it right from the pot into the sauce. So I'll bring my sauce here and just transfer them right over. No rinsing. Move that over, and then just coat the gnocchi and the pesto. Another addition to gnocchi that gives it a nice touch is to put in maybe a little bit of lemon juice, or if you have capers around, a few capers or a little bit of the caper juice, because the cream sauce is so rich that cutting it with a little bit of acid, such as lemon juice or a tiny bit of maybe white wine vinegar, just kind of opens it up more and makes it more palatable so it doesn't taste so heavy on your tongue. So that is done. We will plate it up with toasted pine nuts and Parmesan on top. So here's our finished dish. I'll put a few toasted pine nuts on top and some Parmesan cheese. So that was simple. Gnocchi with a pesto cream sauce and toasted pine nuts. 10 minutes from start to finish.
Non più tra i farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girano.